We did it. Revenge. Sweet revenge. Welcome to the
But
Heron Heads podcast, everybody. I am your host for today, Chris. I am joined with our buddy Jose. The other two guys that are normally with us are out on vacation, taking a break. They missed such a great match. We had such a horrible, sad CONCACAF elimination, and now we're back to a 4-1 victory against the New York Red Bulls, and the other two knuckleheads are missing out on it. So before we get started, just want to give a quick thank you to our Chief Heron Heads, Mighty V and Chow. We truly appreciate your generosity. If you are so inclined to help us out, we do have a Patreon. Link is below. If you cannot help us out through Patreon, just a like and subscribe always helps us out greatly. It is free to you all, and it just helps us out very much. So thank you all for joining. We are here for a live match reaction for the Inter Miami versus New York Red Bull. Inter Miami wins it, like I said, 4-1. Seems like a big pressure off their back after a big time elimination on Wednesday against Vancouver. So seems like everyone kind of got into the groove today. Very different matchup. I don't know. How are you feeling tonight, Jose?
yeah, I mean it's one of those games where you really felt the fluidity of the pitch, just everybody just intertwining with each other, just consistently passing. Everybody felt like they were supposed to be at the, like they were passing it exactly at where they should have been, and people just were making plays. It just seemed like everybody was making plays and just making it happen. Just I I don't know. Like I wasn't really thrilled when I saw Cello there and initially, but he had a massive game, guys. I mean, he had a great game. Suarez had a great game. Boosie was running the show from the middle. It was just, he led everyone in touches and in passes completed. I saw at the end of the broadcast. I mean, we dominated them, and we just we never let off. We just kept pounding.
And we'll get into specific players later on, but why do we think Boosie had that sort of a game today? It's to me, it's directly Bright's fault in a good way. Bright just plays insane defense and allows Boosie to do what he needs to do in the midfield. He could push up, he could be creative, he could get the ball to our main attackers and make something happen. And we saw it all night, really until we got to the second half where it kind of slowed down. But really all night we were pushing up the pitch a lot. We were in the attack, something that we have not seen from this team since the beginning of the season.
100%.
So, yeah, 100%. It was just refreshing to see that again. Allende was doing his thing. I don't think he had a great match tonight, but Allende was still doing his thing, flying up the right wing. He was in the right wing position today.
Not bad though. Nice. Not bad though. I mean, look, like I agree. Like it wasn't like a great game, but it was he was definitely involved in two of the goals that from what I remember correctly. Like he was an integral part of the attack.
Yeah. He was. That's what I'm saying. He did his thing. Yes, he didn't get any goals, any assists, or anything like that, but he was in the right positions. He was making the runs that we were seeing earlier on the season. So I was refreshing to see. Fafa on the left wing was absolutely just great to watch. Awesome. It's something that we've been calling for since we started this downturn the last few weeks. That Fafa needs to start over Segovia on the left. Segovia wasn't giving us what we needed the last few weeks, and Fafa is that little spark that we needed. And we saw it today, man. He played great tonight. Really, really nice game from Fafa.
Yeah, I mean, he Cello had a great game too. He did. We're not trying to overinflate him or anything.
No.
Ultimately, like, he already has a pretty big head. I don't know why he just looks like a big head. I don't know, but yeah, like it was nice to see because ultimately we always expect greatness from our left wing, from our left backs. And Alba today he didn't really much at all. I didn't really notice him today. I'm not sure if that was their design, but he was out of the game most of it. Right? Did you even notice him?
No, he was very unnoticeable today. I feel like we were playing a lot from the right, and then once we kind of got to that attacking third, it would get either to Messi or Suarez and then kick it out to the left. And Fafa saw a lot of action tonight too. So I don't think we played through Alba tonight, and maybe it was on purpose. Maybe Red Bull saw something. Obviously, Alba is one of the most dangerous guys there on the left. Maybe they saw something to kind of shut that side down, and and Mascherano made the good choice of playing through the right side. So yeah, it was nice. And yeah, just to give Chelo his flowers, we've been hating on him for a while here, and it's not going to change my opinion that I still think Frey should be starting over him. But Chelo had a nice game tonight. His he had the goal, which he missed or got blocked, and he made the reactionary play to get it back into the goal. And then the other goal was
What we would,
cross.
but on that goal, he kind of, I don't know if you remember, but it started off with him, and he hockey
Right.
passed it to from his. He did like a little jiggle on the right side. He was able to get out a little. He was kind of boxed in a sense, and then he was able to pass it out. And then that triggered the passing around until they were able to find him.
Yep.
Like wide open. Honestly, the thing,
Yeah.
he was wide open. I mean, you know how I always like to, whenever Robert Taylor would score, and it was always just like that. It was like, all right, like literally was a backboard. But no, I mean, he missed it initially, and then which was that was a header that came from like, wow, what a header.
Yeah.
Like, I was shocked that it didn't go in, because that was beautiful. And then he dove for it, and then he was able to kick it in. That's what I was noticing with him. I felt like he was like just involved, trying hard. Like, it was, it's what we want.
Of course, yeah.
And then move on to the other ones.
To the other what?
The other goal. The you were getting into it now. Yeah, like
we'll get to it. We'll get to it now. I just want to put up the starting 11 real quick, just to kind of show whoever maybe caught the game late or whatever. So this is our starting 11. Last episode, the reaction to the Vancouver elimination, we all said we had no faith in Mascherano changing the lineup going forward. We think he's too hard-headed. We haven't seen anything from him that shows us that he will change the lineup. But I guess we were sort of wrong in a way. He did. So let's just start with the back. Obviously Ustadi was at goal. We had Chelo again at right back. And then we had Allen and Lujan at center back, which was very questionable. That's really the piece that I hated the most out of this whole lineup. Everything else I was kind of okay with.
Lujan specifically.
Lujan specifically, of course. No Allen, I want him starting almost every match, but Lujan specifically, I wasn't happy about seeing that on there. I don't know if you cared about that.
Yeah, no. I saw Chelo. I was mostly okay. Obviously, I'd rather have Ian Frey, but man, the way he played today, again, I was very content with how he stepped up. We saw Chelo have a good game. Noah Allen had an okay game. Usually, you don't want to hear our backline's name too often, unless it was Alba or Chelo getting involved in the attack. But so it was very quiet on their end. And what they gave up a stupid header at the end of the second and the first period, which
that header
happened.
It was difficult. It was one of those that it was off of a corner, of course. I mean, it had to be that, right? It was off of a corner. It went far post. Then the header went back to opposite post over Ustadi, and Lujan was kind of standing there. He probably thought that it was going to go out. And then there was a Red Bull player there, just easy to come in and tap it in with his head. Yeah. So I wish Lujan maybe got lost there a little bit, or maybe he lost the Red Bull player a little bit. So I would have liked a little more from him there. But it was kind of a crazy play, to say the least.
I don't fault Ustadi for that one.
Oh, no at all. He was in the right position for the initial cross, or for the initial corner. So
so that was that. And then we move on to the midfield. We had Boosie and Bright. Obviously, those are the guys that we want there, right? That's our main attraction in the midfield for as far as I'm concerned. I think we subbed in Redondo at the end there, and I was like, oh my, here we go again. But yeah, no, it was solid game by Boosie and Bright.
Yep, like we said in the beginning, and we've been saying for the last few weeks, Bright lets Boosie do what he needs to do. And Bright's defense, man, that kid, he got a yellow card tonight, unfortunately, but it's going to happen. He's very aggressive. Yeah, He's very aggressive, but man, does that kid play some defense. It is nice to watch. Um,
Yeah.
even actually, I wish I had the clip to show it. He actually had a nice play in possession. He had the ball at his feet, and he was able to block out the defender and dribble it up a good probably, I don't know, 20, 25 yards up the pitch. So that was nice to see him on the attacking side. But overall, they both had great games in their own rights.
Yeah. And it's
And
funny
after
'cause
that, huh?
Jonathan just said right now about, well, we're going to talk about what, Fafa now.
Yeah, actually, I was
Allende,
gonna get to
Fafa.
that to the next level here. So then the next we had in the attack we had Allende, Fafa, Messi, and Suarez. It was, in my opinion, nice to see Fafa Picault on there, and it was necessary. I think Segovia had been having a rough few matches, rough few weeks. We haven't been seeing what we saw from the beginning of the season,
Yeah.
and yeah, having Fafa out there is something that was needed, in my opinion.
Well, and Jonathan Strummer just said confused that he felt like Segovia played better to him than Fafa today. I mean, to be honest, Jonathan, like they both look great.
Yeah,
Today was one of those annoying days where like they both did extremely well, right?
yeah,
Um,
I agree.
it wasn't like we don't have many complaints about many players today, which is a beautiful thing. That's why we thrashed them ultimately. But Segovia had a great game today. In his little time, he made a big impact in that game, and that's what we want from him, right? At that, he's one of the guys that we're gonna need. We're gonna need side
Yep.
by side to Messi, to being able to play a little, tiki taka off of him, and we saw that
We saw
from
it tonight.
Fafa. We saw that from Segovia.
Mhm.
It was one of those things that it was we are not going to thrive as a club if these guys are not supporting Messi.
Yeah, we saw it from Segovia tonight. Props to him. He came out and he connected with Messi, very very well. All match from, I think he got in like on the 58th or 60th minute or so.
Yeah,
Actually, no, I'm sorry. He came in at halftime. Segovia. He came in at halftime. The other two
I'm gonna have
were
to.
Kramaski.
I
And
feel like I'm gonna have to rewatch the tape to understand like like how did today we look so loose. In the last 4 or 5 games we've looked like un plomo, like there are like just our
yeah.
whole offense was has been
Oh,
crappy, and then all of a sudden today it just seemed like we're very free, very open. I don't know if just somebody had mentioned that the New York Red Bulls just suck.
yeah, that's what I was gonna
um
say. They're middle of the pack, so
but they don't
we
I
can't
don't think they suck.
completely.
I mean, what, they're 15 points and then we have 18, like, okay,
Yeah, they're a fringe playoff team right now. They're a fringe playoff team, so I mean they're not great, they're not horrible, they're kind of average, I guess we could say.
Henry Henry says we should play them whenever we're out of form. We go back to looking
Agreed,
great.
agreed, Henry. So yeah, they had great games, and then our top two, Messi, Suarez. I thought Messi had a slow start to the match, and the second half he completely just turned it around. In my opinion, he had a great second half, and Suarez, yes, he scored, but I'm still not seeing
Ooh,
what I want to see out of Suarez. He
Suarez.
scored. I get it. He scored. Thank God. He needed to score. He needed to see the back of the net. It's been a
And
while.
he missed initially.
Yeah. He missed initially and he came back with his left foot and made it. And he had a few other misses before
He
that.
needed that, man. He needed it. He sometimes, I feel like these scorers sometimes you just need to see the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah. And that's
Um,
the biggest issue. He hasn't seen it in weeks. He hasn't seen that.
months, maybe
Months.
not
Yeah.
months. I don't know. Feels like
I don't know. I
months.
would have to not confirmed, but
Julio will be right away finding out right away just to correct me. We miss you, Julio.
but yeah, as far as he had an okay game, I'm glad he found the back of the net at the end of the day. He did have some miscues, he had some missed goals, but hey, he scored. That's all we could ask from our striker, right?
Mascherano was right all along.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
right
All
all along.
along.
He was like, we should have started Cello and Suarez, and that's it. That Julio was right. Now he could just sit back and say, knew it.
But Bright and Fafa are out there, so we could say the same thing. Say we told you so.
Mhm.
Look at the games that they had,
True.
and look at the game that Busquets had. We could say the same thing. We're right. We
And
should be the coach. Heron head
there you
coaches,
go. And
four-headed
going by
monster. You know.
going by what Mike V said about Fafa has more goals and minimum minutes than Suarez. I mean,
Yeah.
and that's why Jonathan was talking about before about how he felt like he felt like it was a stronger showing from Segovia, right? And
Yeah.
it's just because to me, I feel like whenever Fafa's out there, he has a I don't know, he has a nose for the ball to put him. You know, he's always in the right spot. It seems to be able to get into a scoring position, and
Exactly.
Segovia hasn't been that so much. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And Fafa, you see him. He goes after the ball, and he's always in the right position in the box, which is awesome to see too. You know, he has a knack for being in the right place in the box, and that's how he's gotten most of his goals. You know, he's
Well,
mostly in there.
and to talk about now to bring that into the, and we could probably take off this visual.
Yeah.
To talk about basically what that other goal was with Cheto whipped it in, correct?
Right.
He whipped it into to the box, and I believe it is still just
It was
over.
Suarez. Suarez hit it back with his head.
Oh, so Suarez got the
Yeah.
assist. I wasn't
Suarez
sure
got,
if it just
yeah.
sailed right over him.
Yeah.
Okay.
It hit Suarez in the head, went backwards. I mean, it was planned. He aimed it back towards Fafa, and Fafa came in and cleaned it up for the goal. So it was a nice sequence.
Okay. And now, one thing I noticed about that play before, he had whipped it in earlier, like right before that.
Yeah.
So
He did.
Cello, and that was my point that like he was hunting, guys. I mean, like I say, guys, but he was hunting.
Mhm.
I saw a little bit more vigor and just trying to get some goals for Cello, and that clearly that's kind of stuff that we need, man.
Yeah, 100%. And you know, we've said it again and again. I mean, we give Cello his props, but still, at the end of the day, I want Frey in those big matches, and I don't know if we're gonna see it. He didn't get any minutes again
He
tonight.
plays like
It was
yesterday,
insane.
and I don't know what Mascherano sees in him over Frey. I don't know if it's just what we've all thought, which is basically just not force him to play so much because of injuries. It could be. I mean, he's had a long history of injuries, but
Yeah, I don't know.
Cello helps his case today.
He did. And the last what was the last? Not the Vancouver match. The one before that against FC Dallas. He had a nice game as well. Or no, I'm sorry. FC Dallas Frey played league play before that. He had a nice match. So I guess, but I just want to see Frail. Which you know what was really weird that I saw today as well. When they sub Cello out, they moved Lujan to the right back position. They put Falcon. They sub Falcon in. They took Cello out. They moved Lujan to the right back. So it was Lujan, Falcon, Allen, and Jordi in the back line. It's just weird. They don't want to play Fafa. Frey. They don't want to play Frey. Whatever that may be. I don't know.
And then to go back to the image that were before that, with Suarez, we haven't really touched him yet. I guess we'll tie it in with Obando. Mike V said that the team won't play it so much through Obando. We just keep looking for Messi. We're gonna get that, Mike. We're always gonna have that with this club. When you have Messi, it is what it is. At this point, we're year 3 with him or year 2? I don't know. Do you see any difference, Chris? Like, I don't know what player we can bring in that we're going to play through them over Messi. You know?
Yeah, I think to an extent we're always going to see that gravitation towards Messi in the pitch. Everyone's going to want to pass to him. They are always going to be the first read. You know, let's talk in football terms, American football terms. Quarterback, it's going to be the first read. Messi's always going to be the number one guy. Always.
Boosie had the most touches today and the most pass completed. He was looking for Messi the whole game.
Yeah,
it is what it is, and he should, right? And he should. Now Obando, I believe they'll probably play it to him more as he gets more experience and more exposure to the team and how they play, and he'll be able to feed off of them a little bit better. But man, he looks like a specimen. That kid. He looks like if we were to develop him correctly, man, he could be fun.
Man, he made this guy look like a complete idiot earlier today in the midfield. He just completely ran right through him, ran right by him, and so bad that the defender had to grab his shirt and pull him back, and he got a yellow card for it. It was nasty. I mean, the kid is, like you said, is a specimen. That
Especially.
I can't wait to see him get more minutes here, and
Well,
hopefully one day start over Suarez.
we'll do that. That's what I'm saying. Like, but until he gets more reps, like he's like, I'm surprised they put him in. Like, what I feel like always happens is we play Suarez for 90 minutes and screw it. Whatever happens to his legs happens to his legs. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But if they were to kind of like just implement him like that little by little, man, that's the move. That's the move for us long term.
Yeah, and he's here on a loan, obviously. So there's only so long that we have him. Obviously it could be extended, or anything could happen from here to then. But yeah, I hope he could be here for a bit and we could give him some good minutes and get some run with the first team and just really see what he could do, because we've seen flashes from him. Everyone was upset about the first whatever few minutes that he played that first match, and he flubbed it, a wide open goal. But man, we've seen so much good from him. I'm not worried about it. I think he has that it factor.
Nino, thanks for the reminder of Vancouver. I understand. Thank you.
Yeah.
But if you saw today's goal and you saw him play today, I'm telling you right now, very nice. I really enjoyed watching Messi today, and that brings us up talking about Messi now. It was very nice watching him just be hard-headed as crap. Like that goal, Chris. He just nothing was going to stop him on that play, was it?
It was such a nice interplay with Segovia. I think they passed it to each other. I think it was like Segovia, Messi, and then the goal. They just went back and forth a couple of times, and it was nice. They tried that same play a little earlier, and it didn't work. But they went right back to it, and it worked, and it was beautiful, man. That guy's, I don't know. Yeah, there's only so many times you can say it, but he's a magician. We say it every time. He's incredible. He had, like I said, I thought the first half he was kind of slow. And the second half, he just turned it on completely, and that play was beautiful.
It's not like we needed it. I just feel like he was like, screw it. I'm not gonna. I know we don't need it, but I'm like, I want to score another one.
Yep. Why not?
And it helped. And it helped the parlay that I had. It was Messi anytime goal and Inter win, Inter over 2 goals, and then also a Messi goal, right? And then I thought the Red Bulls would score 1, so it was a great parlay.
Nice.
Fantastic.
Should have done that one.
Yeah,
it's like easy money, almost like easy money.
Well, it was a little more concerning this time around to play that bet, because ultimately, like when was the last time I felt like we won? I don't even remember anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, when was the last time that Messi scored? It's been a while.
Exactly. Like that was the odds were incredible.
Yeah. It's been a while. Speaking of
like
Suarez,
all those things to hit, like it's been a while. Like,
yes, speaking of Suarez needing to see the back of the net, I think Messi needs to see the back of the net, because he's been on a little slump lately. He's been playing good, playing well, but he just hasn't been
within
scoring.
He's been playing within the offense and within what the defense has allowed him to do, right? Because even today, we still saw swarming on him today, and that's something that we're gonna see forever with him. Yeah. I'm almost excited to see how in the Club World Cup, how maybe they don't play him like that, because I'm just curious how they would play us, because maybe they maybe it'll be more open in that sense, where it's like, okay, yeah, it's Messi, we've seen him, been there, done that, whereas I feel like the MLS just clamps down on him, man. It's annoying.
It'll be very different. I mean, the teams that we're going to be playing are just on another level. They have the capability to defend
right
a Messi or Suarez and all that stuff. MLS is very difficult to defend a Messi. I mean, let's be real, right? The teams we're going to be playing against are going to be the best of the best from their regions, and it's going to be very different. So I'm not getting my hopes up, but that's a conversation we could have another time, which is soon. Actually, it's coming up, so that's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. You want to do a little?
Pedro Rafael Inter with so many easy passes tonight. Pedro, that's part of what I saw today over in our offense today that I noticed, where I feel like it was just constant passes, just completing passes, just moving the ball around, just keeping the defense on their heels, where we're able to move the ball up the pitch, and then once we're in there, we're settling in. finding the shot that we want, which is what we've always been used to with this club, right? When we're at our best, that's how we look. Do I still think that we could have played better? Always could. We could always play better just because our ceiling is so high. We have such a high ceiling with this club that ultimately, like, you can always say that after Inter Miami game, no matter if we win 8-, well, I don't know, but maybe not. But you know what I mean.
Yeah, and Pedro Rafael also says, so it's hard to play Frey and Alba at the same time. When Alba is playing, you need the right back to stay more down. And for me, Lujan is a very insurance player. I hate Cello. My only thing with that is that if you play Bright, you could essentially be playing with another. He kind of stays back. Boosie's a guy that goes up. Bright stays a little back. He plays at kind of like the extra center back at times. So it lessens that risk of both of your backs kind of playing up and flying up. And we saw it tonight. Cello played up a lot. Cello's flying up the right wing a lot. So
I think they want that out of our left and right backs. I think they want, that's ultimately what they want it to look like.
Yeah, and Bright doesn't really let people blow him out of the water. He stays in front of everyone. He's very good at intercepting the ball. He's very good at just marking someone and staying on them. So, when he's out there, I feel very comfortable with both of our left and right back flying up. When he's not out there, when it's Redondo, that's when I'm just like, hey, one of you guys have to stay behind. And, it's a little more worrisome when it comes to that. But yeah.
I like this comment from Miami King. He said after Suarez subbed out, Segovia played as a 10. Messi played wide, having freedom. Looks good. Mascherano has been trying to play Messi at 10, and it doesn't work. Miami King, that's what I was noticing too. I just felt like maybe in the second half, Messi had that freedom, so he was able to play that freely with Segovia there, just continuously having that little tiki taka that they had, and which ultimately led to the goal, right? Just that's why I'm always so like hesitant to say Dada out or Mascherano out and those kind of things, because ultimately, like, you need to give these managers time to develop and see, okay, like, what works, what doesn't work. We as fans are gonna say, this Fafa, Frey, like, those are obvious things. I think that's obvious, right? But now inserting them in the proper places, because ultimately, whether we like it or not, teams are seeing how we're playing and how we played initially in the beginning of the season, and they said we need to try something drastic, or they're going to drub us 8-1, and nobody wants to be beat that way, right? So they've been trying to do different things, and now we have to counter that with different tinkering, and that could be something that you did. That could be something that we start trying to do, play him out wide and just giving him more space.
Yeah, like you said, I think they've been trying to. It just hasn't been working the way that they wanted to, But man, hopefully we could figure something out, because it was fun tonight, to say the least.
Yeah.
You want to get into a little some ratings?
We can. Let's do it.
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
And now it's time for Jose's most and least of the match, presented by SofaScore.
That's never gonna get old. Oh man, for those of you who haven't seen it, that's our new little segue into Jose's ratings, brought to you by SofaScore. We do have a link on the bottom in our description to SofaScore. If you don't have it downloaded yet, it's a great app to use. It's we use it to track all of the ratings and the stats for all of the Inter Miami matches, but they do have all kinds of sports. Every sport you need is in there. All the matches, all the games, everything's in there. It's really nice. So check it out. We have the link below if you want to download it. So Jose, without further ado.
All right. So who do you have as the man of the match in your world?
Man of the match. I'm gonna go with Fafa. I thought he had a really, really nice game. He had the goal. Obviously, it counts a lot. I just thought he played very solid all match.
Okay, so that's a good one. So I did put him as one of the people, but now it's funny because when I was watching the Inter Miami broadcast, they said that their man of the match was Busi.
Makes sense.
And he has 7.3 rating, so it didn't come in SofaScore. That's not the guy, but I totally see what they saw in that, right? Because the guy commanded the ball today, and they would give it to him, and he would just, and it's funny because Mike V said it in the last episode. He says something like, if you watch Boosie, then you can kind of see where the plays where the plays are going, and I kind of did that today. And it's funny, bro. You see Boosie just pointing at where he wants the ball to go. He directing traffic. He didn't even have the ball in his hands, but he was consistently telling everyone where to go, where they should be, throwing the ball wherever whenever somebody was open. I just found them. He just found them, and it was perfect dimes everywhere, just long balls everywhere.
He played his game tonight. He played his game. It was incredible. It was nice to watch. Yeah, he didn't have the flashy goals and assists and all that stuff, but the offense ran through
that's not his game. You know, that's not his game. And the more we watch him, the more we definitely just see that. Like but I have to say he was not the man of the match by score. The man of the match was your boy Suarez, 8.5. Imagine that. You know,
goal and assist will do that.
Huh? Yeah.
A goal and assist will do that.
A goal and assist will do that. And he just boosted his numbers today. I don't know what to tell you. Messi 7.8 and Fafa 7.8 as well.
Yeah, that Messi score, it makes sense in my head.
Segovia 7.7.
And he came in at halftime. That's
Think
incredible. That's great. That's great. And the Messi score makes sense to what I was saying earlier. I thought he had a very slow first half, and second half he just picked it up. Obviously, he had the goal that's going to boost his score, but I think he just played overall much better in the second half. That's probably why he didn't reach into the eights, because the first half I think he had a bit of a rough one. Something
I plan on watching more so is something I plan on watching. Jonathan, I don't know to tell you. That's what the ratings are saying. Do we agree with you? Yeah, we do agree with you. I'm just letting you know, like that's what it was. You know? For those
of you in audio, Jonathan Stromberg is saying, "What? I thought Suarez was poor." Yeah, I mean, I agree, but it's. Again, you have to remember these scores are really
in the goal and assist. I mean, you know, by statistical, you know, he had a pretty, you know. But if you watch the game, you probably see like he may have also caused a lot of like. I think he kind of hurt Messi's game today a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like when he got when he was taken out of the game, I felt like the offense was more fluid. Yeah.
All right, and yes, Segovia, that's incredible, man. I want to see more of what he did tonight going forward, because it's what we saw in the beginning of the season.
Yeah, and a guy like that doing great on the wing is exactly what we need. Least of the match.
I'm going to give it to. I'll give it to Lujan. I didn't think he had a good match.
Okay. I didn't expect you to say that, so I don't have his rating. Thanks, Chris.
So he wasn't the least of the match.
He was not the least of the match. The least of the match was our boy Alba. He had a sad 6.5. Lujan had a 7.3.
Surprising. But Alba, I'm not surprised. We said it a little while ago. We didn't really see him. We didn't see Alba do Alba things today. And again, the offense, I don't think, was really going through his side.
Julio is watching us from Napoli. Thank you, Julio, for long time listener. You know,
first time commenter.
Yeah. Allende, another one that I didn't think so.
Yeah, I agree with Allende. Allende had a poor match, or
6.7.
Poor match.
6.7. He didn't have a good score either.
Yeah, he just didn't do much with what he was given.
Yeah,
I agree.
I mean, look, ultimately, SofaScore gives a little bit of insight into how the stats played out. You know, just a lot of times you are, you know, if you have zero, if you have what is one of the things that we harp on with Luis Suarez?
What?
He's literally supposed to do what?
He's supposed to score. He's our striker.
Okay. So he's supposed to score. So we do have to at some point say, okay, well, stats do matter, because guess what? If he had 0 goals the rest of the year, would you be happy with that? No, I wouldn't be very happy with that.
And unfortunately,
they take that into account.
Yeah,
you know. So, but that's why Boosie would never do well on a SofaScore, because he was quarterbacking the game. So, you know, but he wasn't credited for anything.
SofaScore lets us, and not just SofaScore and any rating system, but SofaScore lets us really see a little bit more into the game and match it with what our eyeballs saw at the end of the day. Like we said, Suarez, our eyeballs saw that he was not good. He was mid-average, whatever you want to call it. He was not good, but he had the stats to bring his scores up. Obviously, Messi, we said it. First half was kind of meh. Second half was very, very good, and the score kind of matches that. So, sometimes it's right, sometimes it's wrong, but it gives us kind of the full picture, the big picture, or the complete picture is the right word to say. So, it's not the end all be, but it's
and it helps also to understand like how many XG do we have. Well, we had 2.15 today, so we outperformed our XG by a lot. That means that, and we always honestly, Inter Miami does it a lot where we just always outperform our XGs. Like typically when we're hitting, when we're in stride, that's what we do. 1.38 for New York Red Bulls, so we did a great job keeping them out of the box. So it was a solid game.
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
And now it's time for Jose's most and least of the match, presented by SofaScore.
We need an outro for that thing. Julio, get on it, bud. We need an outro.
We limited them to only four in the box shots. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We had like 12. We had like 12 in the box shots. I mean, we were peppering them, man.
Yeah, fire at will, right?
Yeah, poor Will.
Poor Will. And something we haven't touched on is our defense. I thought our defense played okay. I get it, Red Bull's not great, but still, I mean, they still have some pieces that could be dangerous at times. And I thought our defense played okay, even though it was Chelo and Lujan out there. I'm not a fan of, but they did fine today. I thought they played well. That goal was kind of it's difficult to blame our defense, although I kind of blame Lujan, but it's difficult to blame our defense for that one. It was a corner which we know we struggle on historically.
So one of the guys I was looking at was Forsberg. We saw him mentioned a lot, but we put him in a box and he couldn't get out. The guy didn't do much. That's their captain. We said, "Hey, captain, my captain, get in this box. You nothing you're gonna do today. You're not doing anything today."
No, Alan said, "I'm the captain now."
Oh, love that. Exactly. So yeah, we overall just a great game. And although now, let me ask you a question: do you think today's game is can it translate to the next opponent? We're gonna play Minnesota. Do you think we bring this game to Minnesota? You think we're gonna same result or what?
Minnesota's a pretty good team in the West. They've been building up a lot lately. I think they're going to be a little more difficult than Red Bulls, to be honest. But what I'm hoping really to see out of this game is that Mascherano noticed the changes that he made, which is Fafa and Bright. So I'm hoping he sees that as a positive, and he go. Chelo's still out there. Jeez, we're not going to get rid of this guy. But I hope he sees these positives that he got out of it, and he makes the long-term change that these guys have to be part of your main starting 11. That's really what I want to see out of this. So
Gressel will shut them down.
Well, imagine if Gressel does something. Oh.
I mean, I would definitely see that happening. With our luck, yeah. First goal of the season. Has he scored yet or no?
No, I don't even think he played. I don't know if he played this weekend. It would have been his first game, but I don't think he played this weekend.
That would be fun.
I mean, it could. From everything that I read when he got picked up by Minnesota is that he fit perfectly with that team. That he's what the team wants to do and all this and that. So,
we're the problems.
He's gonna cross it right in. He's gonna do what he should have been doing here for the first half of the season, crossing it right in for a goal.
Oh,
yeah. But no, I mean that's what I think, or that's what I want to see out of this 4-1 win. Is Mascherano made some changes. I want him to say, okay, that's the right thing to do. Let's go ahead and do this moving forward. Not stay with the same BS, stubborn, hard-headed lineup that he kept trotting out there for CONCACAF. It just doesn't make any sense. But I don't know. What about you? What do you think? Do you think anything's going to come out of this one?
No, you said it all. I mean, ultimately, having the spacing that Messi had, I think is extremely important. I'm hoping that both Messi and Suarez scoring today kind of helps them see the back of the net and get some to have more confidence in whatever was they were lacking before. I'm hoping that that's gone. And because ultimately, guess what? When those two are on, Chris, we're a different team.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But Ed Bartro was saying he played, they won, but RT16 was on the losing team. I think this is a perfect segue into Chris whipping it around the league. Nice.
You caught me off guard on that one. I hate you.
Yeah.
So let's whip it around the league here. What happened tonight?
I wish we had one of those things for you. Chris, we'll whip it around the league time.
Julio's listening. Get on it.
Get on it, dude.
So let's look at the standings. So East, we're back in the top 4, which is nice. Columbus is still on top, 24, which is crazy because we beat them. But they're at the top of 24 points. Philadelphia at second with 22, which we also beat. And Cincinnati at 22 as well. We haven't played them yet. And then we're at 21 at 4th. Under us is Charlotte at 19, Nashville 17, and Orlando 17. So not bad. New York Red Bull, who we played today, is at 15. So they're in 9th place right now in the East. And then if we go to the Supporter Shield, it's actually the exact same Eastern standings. Supporter Shield is Columbus, Philadelphia, Cincinnati, Miami, Charlotte, and then the first Western Conference team in the Supporter Shield. Who do you think it is, Jose?
Vancouver. You said West Coast?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm looking at this wrong. My screen was scrolled. It's Vancouver's first.
Yeah, I was like,
Columbus, Philadelphia, Cincinnati, Miami.
We just got wrecked by Vancouver. The guy just literally told us that we suck and 5-1 and beat it.
Sorry, my screen was scrolled, and I saw it too. I was like, wait, I'm missing someone. But right under us at 7th is Minnesota, who we play next. So it should be interesting. They're the second best in the West.
So you're saying that I corrected you on your whip it around the league? That's crazy. And it was honestly like, I don't know.
It was my phone's fault. It started scrolling and, whatever.
It's good. I feel good right now. It's pretty good.
But yeah, interesting matches today. Nashville and Atlanta tied it up. Columbus killed Charlotte 4-2. We killed Red Bull, obviously, 4-1. Minnesota, who we have up next, it was actually on the losing side, 3-0 against Robbie Taylor and his new team, Austin. That's pretty much it. No other interesting ones. Right now at halftime, Vancouver is 1-0 against Real Salt Lake. So one to keep watch on.
Henry, comment there and say if I smiled enough today. I know you always say that I'm never happy in wins. I'm just curious what your thoughts are on that.
All right. You got anything else for tonight, buddy?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
We're good. Yeah, it was a fun night. 4-1. Inter Miami beats New York Red Bulls. And let's hope we could just keep on going. Let's hope we could keep this train rolling into the next match. I'm
cautiously optimistic about the results today. To wrap it up, like you said, Chris, I'm happy with the results. Obviously, anytime you beat a team to a pulp, you should always be happy after, especially it was a home game. It was raining. This win feels like getting taken out for ice cream after going to the dentist. Yeah, it's a very nice feeling, But ultimately, we haven't experienced this in a while, and we were already starting to doubt ourselves. So it's a great morale booster for the team, and they're not one of the better teams. We just got curb stomped by Vancouver, which is the best in the league, and I saw it.
Mm-hmm.
I saw it, and but I think at our best we can beat them. At our best we can beat them. That's something that I believe.
Yeah.
Just gotta
All
get
right,
there.
so yeah, we'll call it a night. We should have most likely a preview to the Minnesota match later on this week, probably midweek or so. So just keep a lookout. Follow us on our socials at the Heron Heads, X, TikTok, Instagram. keep an eye on YouTube. We'll schedule it so you'll see what day it's on. And yeah, thanks you all for joining. If you haven't yet and you've stuck around, please like and subscribe below. It's very easy, free to you, great for us. So just go ahead and press that button down there. Thank you all again for joining us. We really appreciate it. And we will see you in a few days. Have a good night, guys.
Thank you.